Welcome to Moose Plays, everyone. I'm the Liquor Moose, and today we will be going over my Week 9 team builder for the second season of the UPA D-League. This week we will be going up against Ethan, aka Evader, coach of the New York Scraftys. Please go check him out. I will link him in the description below. And yeah, so Week 9 of UPA is here, and cover one thing first. So first of all, I did say last week we did make some transactions, so I mean you can probably already see one on the screen right now. But yeah, so this is the new roster of the Toronto Razor Leafs for the remainder of the season. As you can see here, I have Megaane, Tornadus T with Z moves, Hydreigon, Skarmory, Jolteon, Diggersby, Azumarill, Delphox with Z moves, Garbodor, and Celebi. So if you didn't know, basically this is also like this is basically what I put in the chat. So we dropped Alamamala, Magmortar, Diancie, and Muck, and we added Azumarill, Delphox, and Garbodor, and I took away the Z Crystal from Hydreigon and put it on Delphox. As far as that transaction is concerned, I just felt like I would use Z moves on Delphox more often than I would on Hydreigon, because so far every time I've built with it and I thought, hey, Z Hydreigon seems decent, I always want the Z Crystal on Tornadus more. And like if that's the case, and like if it's not Z on Hydreigon, then I usually wanted either a boosting item or more recently Scarfed. But yeah, like I don't know, it just seemed like if I picked up Delphox, I was more likely to run Z Delphox than I was to run Z Hydreigon, so I just picked Z Delphox. And yeah, so anyways, that's that. And then as far as the rest of the transactions go, it was literally just because I added them to the team basically to improve my remaining matchups and my potential playoff matchups should I get there, which I mean is realistically how you should go about the transactions in the season anyways, in my opinion, unless something is really not working for your team. But yeah, so that is it for this season. So or that is it for the transactions. So like I said, we are facing Evader this week, and we have played Evader before in GPC, and this time we were on the winning end of a close 1-0 victory the last time we played, thanks to, I want to say, on the back of a well-played X-Cloud on my part, or I guess more so Ethan not thinking X-Cloud was coming. But yeah, so anyways, unfortunately Ethan has had, just hasn't had the best season. I still can't take him lightly, obviously. So I am definitely going to try my best. I tried my best to build, but disclaimer, I'm actually drafting for another league as I was building this. So like, I mean, if you're drafting, you know how it goes. If you've ever drafted before, you know how it goes. You always concentrate on the new draft and stuff. So yeah. I still tried my best, but yeah, so let's go over Ethan's team really quickly. He drafted Megaladios, Kartana, Primarina, Nidoqueen, Rotom Heat, Frostlass, Howlucha, Miltank, Weavile, Lycanroc Midnight, and Dusclops, his Z-move users being Kartana, Howlucha, and Dusclops. So, yes, there's a Megaladios on this team, and yes, there's a Kartana and a Weavile and all that stuff, but I don't know, maybe I should just draft Primarina so I never have to play against it, because every single time that I go up against a Primarina, I just look at it and go, oh shit, Specs kind of blows my team away. Like, I don't know, it's just funny also because like this is literally the second time that Evader, like Primarina belongs to Evader. Last time I played against him, he had Landorus T and Mega Charizard X, and I was not worried about them at all. I was mostly worried about the Primarina, so I don't know, maybe I should just like start drafting Primarina, just so like no one could use it against me, or like I can't draft the team that's weak to Primarina, because I just seem to have really bad luck with that. But yeah, barring that, again, the obvious ones, like, you know, Megaladios is there. I can't really say if I have a good defensive check to it, only because like it's just such a good offensive Pokemon. Like, he could be mixed with Dragon Dance, or he could just be straight special. I'm not really too sure. I think it's, I don't know about relatively easily, but I think I have decent ways to check it offensively. I just don't know if I have a great defensive check. Kartana is there, but I mean, like, I mean, what can I say? Skarmory. Weavile, similar thought. Nidoqueen is kind of an issue. Frostlass I actually think is coming, because if you look at my team, here, let me pull my team up for a second, and I'll show you what Frostlass's matchup look like. Megaane, weak to Ghost Stab. Tornadus T, weak to Ice Stab. Hydreigon, weak to Ice Stab. Skarmory, neutral to both stabs, but Frostlass gets Thunderbolt. Jolteon, not weak to both stabs, but I mean, Jolteon's not the bulkiest thing. Diggersby, weak to Ice Stab. Azumarill, neutral, but Frostlass gets Will-O-Wisp. Delphox, weak to Ghost Stab. Garbodor, neutral once again, and Celebi weak to both stabs. Frostless has a very, very good matchup this game, I'm not gonna lie. I would be surprised if Frostless doesn't show up, because I actually think it has a very good matchup. And yeah, barring that, like, I don't know, there's some stuff, like, again, like, I will say, oh my god, I can't talk. Like with the previous couple of weeks, Ethan has a lot of threats that I can definitely, like, all of them have merit to show up, so I wouldn't be surprised with, like, anything, barring maybe Lycanroc Midnight would show up. But yeah, so he just has a lot of good balance, he just has a lot of good threats that I definitely see, like, have a pretty decent matchup. So honestly, I wouldn't be too surprised if I saw anything. The only, like, honestly, like, the only big things, I would be very surprised if Primarina doesn't show up, and I'd be very surprised if Frostless doesn't show up. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's take a look at my team. So first off, like I said, like, physically defensive Skarmory. What a surprise! Kartana and Weavile are there. That's what this is for. Like, it's me. What do you expect? I'm a creature of habit. But yeah, so Roost, obviously recovery Stealth Rock this time, because he also has like, his threats, unlike last week against Justin, a lot of his threats don't have reliable recovery, and some of them I really want to pressure with Stealth Rock, specifically the Weavile and the Frostlass. Especially with the Frostlass, only because I want to break the potential Sash on it. I'm not sure if he would bring Sash, but either way, like, and then barring that, like, the rest of it, like, Latios gets Roost, sure, but Kartana has no recovery, Primarina has no recovery. Nidoqueen's resist, but, like, it doesn't have recovery outside of Black Sludge. Rotom Heat is another big one that I want to wear down, and then obviously the Frostless. Halucha, I think, does get Roost, Miltank does get Milk Drink, but yeah, and then Weavile, Dusclops, and Lycanroc Midnight, yeah, they don't get recovery, so Stealth Rock was obvious. Ironhead, because I wanted a way to hit back the Weavile, as Icicle Crash, even if he's banded, only does, I think, like 45 or something like that. I don't really remember. I guess I guess it's banded, though, not Life Orb. Okay, so yeah, anyways. Brave Bird is also here, specifically for the Halucha, since that can 2-hit KO. It's noteworthy that Brave Bird actually does more to unboost... Like, Brave Bird from Zero Invested Skarmory does more damage to unboosted Kartana with, like, than any of its moves with this. It's actually kind of funny, but, I mean, most of the time I'm going to click Roost against a Kartana, but if I expect him to... Swords Dance, I might have to Brave Bird. I'm going to have to play around that, unfortunately. But yeah, so again, not too much to say about Skarmory. There's like strong physical threats there. I have to bring this. Next up, we have the only new member making its debut, which is Korra the Azumarill. It's kind of a weird set, so we have enough speed here to outspeed a no-speed Nidoqueen, I think. Yes. Yeah, a no-speed Nidoqueen. Because... Yeah, or wait, is it no speed Nidoqueen? I might be no speed Primarina. No, I have too much investment for a no speed Primarina. So yeah, I'm definitely creeping a no speed Nidoqueen, because trying to creep anything else requires way too much investment and not adamant nature, which really takes away from Azumarill's punching power. I was very torn on the item this week, because Assault Vest seems good, because that way guarantees Mega Latios cannot knock me out in one hit, and I can one-shot it with Play Rough. Even if he's max HP, I think only the bottom 2 or 3 rolls don't KO Play Rough. Assault Vest makes it so I can guarantee live any attack from Life Orb Nidoqueen, even though it's very close to Sludge Wave, I'm not gonna lie. And then, what was the... Oh, and then this is probably the best... Honestly, the best thing I have to take hits from the Frostlass. However, Frostlass gets Will-O-Wisp, and so does Rotom Heat, and I am not speed creeping a no-speed Rotom Heat, because that's just too fast. So yeah, I am very torn. I was very torn about this item. I just went with Assault Vest, because, like, I mean, either way... Basically, like, if I'm Lumberry, Azumarill takes one Will-O-Wisp and then kills either, like, the Frostlass or the Rotom Heat, depending on which one Will-O-Wisp me. And then I just die to, like, the next hit, basically, that's, like, incoming. If I'm Assault Vest, pretty much the same thing. I'd be able to take one attack, and then I'd be able to knock out, but then I pretty much die to, like, any other attack. The only thing is I'm more susceptible to Will-O-Wisp here, but I think I'm just going to have to play around that. Yeah, and then obviously the moves, Liquidation, obvious, Play Rough, obvious, Aqua Jet, obvious, and Knockoff is here for his Frostlass, as that's the best thing I had to hit it. and then like also just like the general utility of knockoff I think is really good in this match. So yeah, oh right, knockoff is also somehow still doing a KO on Megaladios, which is really cool, even though I'd rather click flare off on that thing. But yeah, anyways, that is a zoom roll, relatively straightforward. I might bite myself in the ass. I might kick myself in the ass if I wish I had Lumberry during the match. But yeah, next up we have kind of a similar Jolteon to what I brought against Clyde. So yeah, the Thunderbolt sub baton pass. This was the main, like, sub baton pass was the main reason for this. Like, I wanted this set. As I think getting substitutes in onto, like, just basically baton passing subs so I can get free switch-ins into my other Pokemon is going to be really effective this match, in all honesty. Thunderbolt is obviously here because I needed some sort of stab, and it still 2 KOs max HP Primarina, and it OHKOs the Howlucha that theoretically Ethan should bring, which would be speed creeping my Gallade and then rest into HP. I can still OHKO that with Thunderbolt. And then yeah, honestly, I didn't know what I should put for my last move. And against Clyde it was Toxic, which makes sense. But honestly, like, Ethan just has such a safe switch into this in his Nidoqueen, and Nidoqueen's immune to Toxic, so I didn't really think it was the best idea to have Toxic. So I just put on Work Up. I honestly have no idea if or when I'm going to be able to click Work Up. But if I can baton pass a sub and a Work Up boost, it would actually be pretty cool. And because it's Work Up and not, like, say, Calm Mind, I'm basically not restricted to what I baton pass into. Whereas, like, if I'm Calm Mind, I don't necessarily, like, I would rather try to baton pass into a special attacker. Whereas with Work Up, I'm more free to move in whichever offensive threat I feel matches up best for the situation. But yeah, so we're creeping his Weavile, which is obvious, and then rest into HP to make the substitute numbers work. Substitute numbers work. And then the 44 investment I need for the special attack to be able to hit all those benchmarks with Thunderbolt that I need to be hurt. Now that I'm looking at it, set's kind of looking like it's walled by Rotom Heat, but like, I still think his initial switching is going to be Nidoqueen because I have run Toxic on Jolteon multiple times, not just here, but like even in GPC when I had Mega Manectric, I ran Toxic on that a bunch. So, and I want to say it's like a relatively common tech now. So when you have a Nidoqueen to switch into a Jolteon, I really don't see why you would risk your Rotom Heat getting Toxic. So yeah, that's Jolteon. Again, I'm really not sure whether I can. Whether I'm ever going to be able to click Work Up. However, I do think I'm going to be able to sub baton pass out to give free switches to a lot of my other Pokemon, which will be very nice. So next up we have Tornadus T, which will be our Defogger this week. Mostly because I just couldn't fit Defog onto Skarmory because the rest of its moves were, in my opinion, more important than Defog on it. Yes, I do have rocks of my own, but with the way this team is set up, I don't really have a lot of reliable recovery, and since I also dropped my Alamamala, my Regenerator Core's gone, so I can't really just switch back and forth between them. So I definitely want to keep all the chip damage off as much as possible. So I'd have Defog for that, and then we have U-Turn, obviously, for general U-Turn shenanigans. Hurricane as the main stab with Fly Z in case I need the nuke, and then Sludge Bomb is here. Mostly for the Primarina, but in general is pretty good. And basically, I'm running Sludge Bomb over Sludge Wave for the same reason that you would run Scald over Surf, just honestly for the 30% poison chance. I think it's just better. For what this set is, since I'm like just what am I speed creeping? I'm speed creeping as Howlucha, and then put the rest into HP, and then whatever the hell's left over into special attack. So like relying on potential 12% chip damage every turn instead of the extra 5 base power more like immediately is definitely a lot better in my opinion. So that's why we're running Sludge Bomb over Sludge Wave. And yeah, I mean, not too much to say. I kind of wanted this as like a Howlucha check. Not really a check, but like an offensive check, and hopefully he just doesn't have Unburden yet. The nice thing is that he has Howlucha without a terrain, so he would have to. I think the easiest way for him to get Unburdened would be like sub Citrus Berry. I don't know if Howlucha gets Fake Out. I'm not entirely sure. And I guess to be fair, I do have like a Skarmory as well, so like this can take some sort of hits. But this is definitely like this and the Jolteon are like my main offensive checks to Hawlucha. I'm kind of scared of Hawlucha because like it's a bad habit from like me when I build ladder teams that they they just like pretty much auto lose to Hawlucha. So I'm pretty scared about that. But yeah, so not too much to say about Torn. I want to say it's a relatively straightforward build, but yeah, I really like it. Next up, we have 4 attacks Megaane because honestly, I realistically just couldn't find a time to set up against Ethan, so I decided let's just hit him and get the fuck out of there. So yeah, we're max because pretty much we have to be. We have to speed tie his Mega Latios, and then obviously rest into attack if I'm 4 attacks. We have close combat as the main stab, which can outright OHKO a Kartana. Zen Headbutt for his like obviously other stab, but it hits Nidoqueen. Knockoff can still 2-hit KO Mega Latios, which is pretty insane. An offensive one, anyways, and I think it's a roll to 2-hit KO max HP Mega Latios. And then yeah, we have Poison Jab here as our main way to hit Primarina, as that hits I think max HP. It does like it can't. I don't think it can ever 2-hit KO. Or sorry, it can 2-hit KO. It can never OHKO. But yeah, I honestly just couldn't find the time, or like couldn't find a way for me to properly set up against this because like. Just like a lot of Ethan's threats can like easily 2-hit KO Mega Gallade, especially if he brings like say like Scarf Rotom or like Weavile naturally outspeeds, and then like he could bring Scarf Kartana. Like I don't know, I just really could not find the time or the proper place to set up, so I just went with 4 attacks. I think it was just better in my opinion. So yeah, just honestly the straightforward 4 attacks that I need. And yeah, we're good to go. And finally, what the fuck? Like, what can I say? I still really hate that I have to bring this, but like, I just have to. It outspeeds Mega Latios. Unfortunately, can't outspeed Scarf Kartana, but it can outspeed like normal Kartana, and it, like straight up Dark Pulse outright OHKOs Kartana because it has paper thin special defense. The only thing with this set and why I was like I was so like. I was originally not gonna bring this because like Primarina already has a good enough matchup, and this is basic, and like having a High Dragon is like basically a free invite for a Primarina to come in. But I'm honestly just gonna have to U-turn out and switch into my most likely my Jolteon because there is a chance if he is max HP and I'm like max special attack specs, there is a chance that I can knock it out. So who knows, maybe. Like, I don't know. Honestly, like, I don't know. Like, it just seems so, like I have to bring this, but, like, it just doesn't seem right with the Primarina there. Because it already has such a good matchup against my team. And then, it's just, basically, this invites in Primarina for pretty much free. So I'm pretty much going to have to U-turn. And then I have Surf here because, Surf hits the Nidoqueen and the Rotom Heat are the main things, and then everything else I can hopefully take it with my stab attacks. But yeah, honestly, a main reason I brought this was because I was looking at the team I had originally. It was looking a little susceptible to Rotom Heat, so at least High Dragon can resist his stab attacks and not really care about getting burned if he brings Will-O-Wisp. So yeah, not too much. I can't really say, yeah, there's not too much to say about High Dragon. I would have liked to bring a Spadef set, but Scarf made more sense, I think, because like honestly just because of the Kartana. If he's not unburdened yet on his Hawlucha, I can knock that out with Draco Meteor. And then obviously outspeeding the Mega Latios is a big one too. And yeah, not too much to say about Scarf High Dragon. It does Scarf High Dragon things. So yeah, that is the team. Let me know what you guys think of the team in the comments section down below. And keep your eyes out on the channel tomorrow for when the battle versus Ethan goes live. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.